All right, here's another one. 65% of Americans are overweight for their height. But maybe, just maybe, 65% of Americans are just not tall enough for their weight. We are not overweight, we are underheighted in this country. I need to gain through. I'm going to Height Watchers, that's what I'm doing.
Hey there, and welcome once again to yet another episode of Comedy in Place. I am your host, Don McMillan. We have reached episode 21. That's right, 21. And today's episode is all about statistics. And, you know, most comics don't find statistics funny, but for me, I love talking about statistics. I think it is a bevy of comedy material. So today's show, all about statistics. As you can tell from that opening video, which I hope you enjoyed, that was filmed live at the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa Beach. There's more from that live show coming up later on, and that stuff I'm pretty sure is funny because the audience there is laughing. But today, in my Comedy in Place bit from here, sheltered in place in my office, I want to talk about something I've been thinking out for a while. So I'm going to go to my PowerPoint slides right now, click there, we click there, and you know, we all want to know more about this coronavirus. We're still learning. I mean, where did it come from? How did this happen? Why is it growing so fast? Why does it take off the way it does? So I've been looking at some statistics because that's the kind of person I am. And this is a graph from the World Health Organization. And this, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see it. And this is a real graph, by the way, okay? You can see, if you look at the number of cases versus time, really it was, compared to where we are today in January and February, it was actually pretty quiet in number of cases. And then something happened. Right around March 20th, if we look very carefully at the data, the numbers just took off. The number of cases just took off. Now, why is that? That's what I was immediately thinking. Why is that? What happened around March 20th that caused the virus to just take off? So I started looking around the world. What else changed around March 20th? And I realized there was a phenomenon that hit the world. And I have another graph I'm about to show you, which shows you the number of social media mentions for this phenomenon. And I don't know if you're into it or not, but this is an actual graph. This is the number of social media mentions about Joe Exotic. Now, if you're into the Tiger King show, and everybody seems to be nowadays, it was not around at all. And it premiered on March 20th. It premiered. And then the number of social media mentions just took off. Everybody is talking about Joe Exotic. Now, look at that graph. Look at it. When you put these two together, I believe, they're almost identical. It is proof positive that Joe Exotic caused the coronavirus breakout. It was up. We can all blame Joe Exotic. That's who's responsible for the breakout going crazy. The world will be better off without Joe Exotic. I think that conclusion we can all agree on. I really believe that. I do. So I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to go back. I hope that was funny. I think it's funny, but that doesn't mean that it is funny because there's no audience there to let me know if it's funny. So I hope you enjoyed it. If not, stick around. There's a video with more statistics coming up at the end from the Comedy and Magic Club. In the meantime, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're being safe. And I hope you're still laughing. Stick around, and here comes more statistics from the Comedy and Magic Club now.
And here's why this bothers me. Just last week, I heard a statistic on the radio that just upset me because I understand math, okay? In the statistics, these how statistics be misleading. San Francisco just had a law where they're going to outlaw the big sugary sodas. And they quoted in this article that if the Americans stopped drinking sugary sodas, we would live 100,000 more years over the next decade. Yeah, you're right. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't realize people are dropping dead from sodas. It's a major killer. That scared the hell out of me until I did the math. Let's do the math. There are 320 million Americans. 100,000 years divided by 320 million Americans. That's 0.0003125 years per American. That is 2.74 years over every American over the next 10 years. You know what my conclusion is? Pass me that soda. I get to drink Coke for the next 10 years, I'll give up 3 hours of my life. In fact, give me 2. I'll risk that. You gotta do the math. People. Here's another one. These are they asked women, have you ever dated an ugly guy because he was funny? Yes. Yeah, see that? Thank you for... I feel bad for whoever you're with, man. But they're real. They really made this poll, and they asked women, and that's what they said. And I thought that was so cool. Because women are so much less shallow than men. I've never heard a guy go, hey, she wasn't very pretty, but she was funny, so I want to go out with her. Never heard that. So I thought that was really cool. Until I realized, you know what that means? I'm married. You know what that means? There's a 1 in 3 chance my wife thinks I'm ugly. I'm like, honey, am I good looking? You're funny. Shut up! What the hell was that? Somebody playing basketball on hardwood in here?